for the summit next week. And I've said this to a few of you in the last week, who've been wondering, oh, what can I speak about? How do I go about it? Um, I honestly feel, and I mentioned this to you, Jabu, as well yesterday, you know, something which is very, very, very close to your heart, you know. After all, this is a purpose-driven public speaking, initiative. So it has to be something which is very, very close to your heart, more than likely something you're passionate about and which is part of your calling. It could be a story as well that relates to the theme so that it flows naturally. Because in the course of the last few weeks, one of the things I feel very, very proud of is that many of you have told us stories from the heart, which has been part of your purpose and calling, and it's flowed naturally. So please take that into consideration as well. And I know a couple of you have asked me, oh, can you change the topic? Can you change the theme? But I'm not going to tell you what to do. But what I'll encourage you to do is that it has to be something you're really, really part of you're passionate about, and it's part of your calling as well. So take that into consideration. So between now and next week, Thursday, feel free to reach out to Dr. Sahel uh, with regards to, just for like a recap or a summary of what we've done in the last 7 weeks itself. Or feel free to reach out to me if you're feeling a bit nervous and everything. I mean, if I'm confident about you, then, trust me, I have so much. I personally, I can't wait till next week, Thursday, because I just can't wait to show the world what stuff you're all made of. So yeah, self-belief is part of your journey, and it's also part of the stories you've done as well, and also the other aspects of your life. So that's something to take into consideration. So if you're even thinking right now about, oh, can I just last minute think about changing what I'm going to talk about, but it has to come from you itself, you know. But so we're going to have some practice 3 4 minute sessions today. Okay. So the next thing is that now the link is now ready for the summit next week. Uh, roughly 80 people have signed up. To be perfectly honest, we were expecting more than that, but we know people have a habit of like signing up in the last week and getting their tickets. Uh, People have intentions of attending the event, but sometimes it's okay. They won't sign up straight away, they'll leave it. So feel free right now to share the link with your family, friends, network, but not just share it. Ask them to get your free tickets. A few of you have also said to me, "Oh, you're feeling a bit nervous because your friends and family are going to be there," and I know how that feels. My family in Nigeria are going to probably be watching as well. I'm a bit nervous about that. It's natural, but it's all about that self-belief thing. And I just want to say congratulations so far. It's been a beautiful journey having you all uh, as family and friends, and that connection will still continue after the 28th. So please today just take time out to share that link and ask people to get their tickets. The next thing also is that your graduation ceremony takes part as part of the Africa for You Awards on Friday, the 3rd of October at the City Hall in Bradford, 5 p.m., but officially starts at 6 p.m. on the dot. And that's the day that you'll also get to speak in front of a huge, diverse audience. And we can't wait for that as well. And we hope to give you certificates there on the day as part of the graduation. I've got to be very honest as well. When I organize events, I like to kind of prepare 6, 7, 8 months in advance. If for any reason you're unable to make it on that day, please let me know within the next 7 days. I'll appreciate that, because, well, after this summit, we're going to go straight on to make the program for that, you know. So what next after the summit? What next after the summit is that you still have you'll still have access to me and Dr. Sohail to discuss anything, you know, to go through things. It doesn't just end there. It's an extension. What else happens is that for more practice as well, my podcast is every single week. So if you want to have a go at that, feel free to let me know, and I'll slot you in for that as well, because that's part of it. That's part of the journey as well. The next other thing is that, you know, I am connected to a TV station in Nigeria, which also, as I mentioned this before, likes to promote the stories and profiles of people from ethnic minorities living in the diaspora. Already Dr. Sohail has gone on the show. Already Anthony Lane has gone on the show. If you want to have a go at that as well, let me know. Let me know as soon as possible, so that I can try and get in contact with them, slot you in for that show. That show is normally on a Saturday or a Sunday at 8:30 in the morning or 9 o'clock, you know, to take into consideration. And it's because Nigeria is such a huge country, and media, TV, radio is such a big thing. It's televised live in 3 cities in Nigeria: Lagos, Port Harcourt, and Abuja. So that's another one. So besides that, I just want to ask, before we move on, how's everyone feeling today? I start with Farhana.
Sorry, yeah, I feel like I already just put myself there at the beginning, just screaming my anxiety straight away without asking everybody else how they were. Yeah, I'm feeling okay. I've just been quite busy with a lot of things this week. So since I've come back from holiday, I've had to do double the work. So my brain's been at 100 mile per hour with lots of different tasks. And then I've been trying to, well, I spent the weekend trying to configure and structure the talk for next week. So yeah, as I said, that if for anyone that's joined afterwards, so my anxieties were surrounding I've taped myself for 8 minutes and now I need to do it for 4 minutes. So how am I going to do it? Will I run out of time? And I'll be honest, I want to obviously spread the positivity to everyone. But today, for some reason, I was feeling like not believing in myself and doubting myself. So I don't know why. I'm just having one of those days today.
Thank you. Well, the most important thing, thank you for being that honest. We're not going to have smooth days every day. No, that's not normal and everything. We will chat. Yeah, we will chat over the weekend. It's normal to have, you know, days where things are not going to plan, and sometimes the workload and other things in the background, family, doesn't make it easier. But thanks for being honest. And
Thank
Jabu,
you.
what about you? How are you feeling today?
Um, I'm feeling nervous as well. I just came up with my topic yesterday, or decided on it officially yesterday. So yeah, I know generally what I'll talk about now, in terms of how I'll structure what I'll say. But like Farhana, I perhaps need some time to time myself and go through it a bit more thoroughly. So it's more I guess it's more coherent on the day.
Yeah, that's fine. Thanks for being honest as well. Sometimes a bit of nervousness helps on the day anyway, you know. And sometimes when we go in there overconfident, things don't work too well itself. But like I said, Jabu, happy to chat with you before then and everything. I just feel that you're all gonna be fantastic next week. I just, that's just the way I feel, despite being nervous today. And Inaya, nice to see you yesterday. Thanks, Jabu. How are you feeling today?
Good evening, everyone. Assalamu alaikum. Thank you so much, Farhana and Jabu, for your honesty. It's reassuring to know that others are feeling nervous as well as I am. Well, it's my birthday today. I'm 57
Oh.
years old.
Congratulations.
Thank you, but I haven't been able to celebrate it because there's a global strike. So I've refused to go out and spend any money, or I'm just part of this group. So I've been at home. I've refused dinner invitations for my to celebrate my birthday, so I'll be going out over the weekend. But it's also I'm celebrating my granddaughter's GCSE results.
Yeah.
So she got her GCSE results, so it's been quite a positive day. But I've still been preparing and planning and worrying about the actual event. But I'm feeling confident, and also I'm feeling nervous because you just want to be the best. You want to give, this is I feel as though this is my chance of exposing myself to the world, and I want to show them that I'm capable. I'm able to speak in front of a large audience, and because I'm the oldest one, I've got all these expectations, so, but I feel quite, again, I feel glad that I have you to lean on, and also Dr. Sohail. You're very supportive. I know that I can just pick up the phone and I can ring you at any time because you're always online. You're always sending messages, even if it's at 12 o'clock at night. You're there for us. Both of you are there for us, and I think it's going to be something that we're going to feel proud of in the future. So well done to everyone. Well done for continuing and persevering, and you're all brilliant. And if it weren't for you, lovely people, I don't think I would have been on this group.
Okay. So you've just done part of a speech now, yeah? Without
Have I?
pausing, without
Oh.
thinking. Remember what I said to you yesterday.
Yeah.
Please don't forget what I said to you yesterday. And carry that with you into next week as well. And you said when you're in your elements, that's when you unfold gracefully. Next week is your elements. There's nothing different about next week. As you said, Dr. Sohail's here for you. I'm here for you. I know I'm the eldest child of my parents too.
Yeah.
And it comes with so much, as you know, pressure, so much. But still, just live within that moment and everything's going to be fine with you.
I'm the eldest in the group.
Oh, okay.
I'm the fourth in my in the family amongst my siblings. I'm the fourth youngest, but I'm 57 years old. So if anyone's older than me, please raise your hand. Oh, thank you for Farzana.
Yeah, and I think another person is, I'm not going to go, but you're not the eldest, put it that way.
5 months older than you, madam.
Oh, thank you. Thank you for your honesty.
Bless you.
So lovely to see you, Farzana, as well. Anyway, you're like, you're the teacher, the queen. How are you feeling today?
Bless you. Bless you. I'm good. I'm good. I'm a person. I write. I make notes. So I have so many books, and since morning I made the notes here. I need to write a speech, and I'm looking for my book. I've just found the book now. During last time when we were going through, I knew the topics where I need to go through, but I just needed the still in front of me, so I can dot it down my speech. And I know when I start free speaking, I can just speak for hours. But obviously, with the speech, how to present here, I need to have the hook, set the scene, and everything. I need to do this, and I will be okay.
You'll be
Yeah,
great.
and for rest of the people, you guys done amazing. You know, when you guys talk, I know you think in your heart you're nervous and you're shy, but no, when you guys talk, you talk properly. Like you guys have improved so much. So it's just in the mind basically. It's just in your subconscious mind. You have these doubts in yourself. Just change it to the positive. I can do it. I've done it. I'm better. I'm getting better day by day, and I can do it. And watch, you will do it. So you just take the doubt out of your head.
Yeah.
Take one negative sentence come in your head, change it to the 5 sentences, positive 5 sentences. And next time that negative thing will not come in your head. Yeah.
So,
And you
as I
guys gonna
said,
smash it next week, inshallah.
yeah, man, yeah. So yeah, she said it, still back to mindset again, isn't it? Really?
Yeah.
You know. One thing I have to say about next week, please, because we're gonna have a live audience, people from different countries around the world, and we're gonna have guest speakers, and we're gonna have you beautiful people as debut speakers. So from the very beginning, you all need to have your cameras on, because
Yeah.
it's a professional setting. This is different now because I know you have things in the background. Next week is not a lesson, it's not a session, it's a summit to the world. So from the very beginning, you all need to have your cameras on. That's very, very important. And you're going to shine next week. It's going to be a memorable day, Thursday, the 28th of August. I can't wait. Dr. Sohail can't wait. And even with your nervousness, I'm sure you all can't wait as well. So that was who's next? Yes, Esther or Sakwe, how are you feeling today?
To be honest, pretty much like all the ladies who've spoken before me. I was thinking, oh my God, and I found my heart beating really fast. I'm not sure if it's because it's now performance and there's the expectation to deliver, or because once everybody's there talking, I just had to start to talk to myself and say, what is there? No one is in your house. You can say what you need to say. However they want to receive it, it's up to them, and I started to make mental notes to myself, make sure I looked at all the notes and I crossed cross your T and dot your I's, something like that. So I started to self-coach myself. So I feel pretty excited. Like you said, I can't wait for the day to come. I know that every single person here will completely smash it. How do I know? Because we care how we perform. That means we care about what we're doing, right? If we didn't care, we'll be just we'll have what they call, is it apathy? We'll just be like, oh, whatever. Well, the fact that we are thinking, oh, how's it going to be? That means we care. And if you care, that's all you need really to connect to people and to deliver, make a change in the world. So feel pretty confident that we will all do well. And thank you for the opportunity to share.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Yeah, Donna, how are you feeling today? I know you might be at work, so we can't see you, but that's fine. And we're all jealous because you're going to be moving down to Jamaica soon. How are you feeling today?
Hello, sorry, I've just realised that my microphone's been off. I am still at work, a lot later than usual,
Yeah,
so I won't be joining the
that's
meeting
okay.
today. Just listening in.
Yeah,
How I'm feeling today, if I'm absolutely honest, is very, very stressed because I'm trying to do a lot of things,
yeah,
with very little time and try to finish up work, trying to sort out my children, try to sort out my parents, and everything else before I go away. So yeah, I feel
that's
stressed. I have very mixed feelings about not being able to do the summit. So partly I wish I could do it because that was what I signed up for and that was all part of the experience. But I'm also relieved at this moment because I just simply wouldn't have the time to prepare or to get involved properly. I haven't read any messages for a long time. I did start to put together a portfolio, a bio,
yeah,
which I was going to request that maybe I can still put forward as an absent attendee.
That's fine. That's fine. Just kindly send it to me. That's
Okay,
fine.
I will do.
Yeah.
I don't know when. It'll be over the next couple of days when I get a minute.
Yeah. Well, you did say for quite a while ago that you couldn't make the summit, you know, and we've spoken
Yeah.
already about it. So we understand, and you're gonna be in my prayers anyway.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, so it's all gonna be okay. And yeah, you work hard anyway.
I
And
really do.
yeah,
So as I'm still because usually I would have finished at 8 and then I travel home and then I join the meeting when I reach home. But the fact
yeah.
that I'm still in the office, I'm
Mhm.
not going to make it home in time. And when I do, I'm going to want to do. I've got other things I need to do, so I'm just going to listen in and probably won't participate
Yeah,
as normal today. But knowing me, if I hear something, I might just chip in.
yeah, that's fine.
All right.
Well, don't forget, you know, this goes on, this journey continues. So any moment in time in the future you want to get in contact with us, we're always here, you know, for you anyway. And it's
I certainly will do. Thank you.
yeah.
right.
Fazil, did I miss you? Yeah. How are you feeling today?
Well, hi guys, how are you doing? Okay. Hi Tony.
Hi.
Sorry, I just came a little bit late to the joining you guys. Yeah, I'm good. I'm good, thank you. Just a little bit tied up, been a bit busy on a construction site today, so very busy. Just finished up literally a little while ago. But yeah, I'm feeling good. I'm feeling good, feeling great.
Yeah. You look as if you can't wait to start your speech. You know? You've got that look about you. So great to see you. Hope you had a good holidays and everything. Yeah, and Leon, lovely to see you too. Nice catching up with you over the weekend, you know. How are you feeling today?
Evening, everyone. How am I feeling today? I'm feeling overwhelmed. I'm feeling a little bit overwhelmed. Can I just apologize for not interacting as much as I'd like to in the chat? Yeah. Well, one of my staff, my main staff, is off this week, so I'm covering their post as well as mine, and yeah, it's not nice, is it? So I'm just snowed under with a lot of work.
Okay.
How am I feeling about it? So do you know what came to mind? As I remember when we started the first session we had, and Dr. Sahel said someone who need to speak at a funeral would rather be the person in the casket. Would rather be the person in the coffin than to speak at the funeral. That's how people dread, speaking, doing public speaking. I was thinking to myself, I don't know, I don't know. I'm breaking it, but I am doing it. One way or another, I am doing it. I've got a voice. I need to speak. I've got things to say, and people need to hear it. I keep telling myself.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm a little bit underprepared, but I will get there. I will get there, and I will do my 8 minutes. And yeah, and I will look back and pat myself on my back and say, you did well, girl. You done well.
Yeah, and
So
you will
yeah,
smash it. You know?
thank you.
Yeah. Nice to see you. Okay. So it's next week now, and we might as well start. We might as well go ahead and start. I mean, Dr. Sahel, how do you want us to do it? Do you want us, first of all, to see what topics they've chosen before
Yeah, good evening, everyone. Well, listening to all of you, I'm very nervous now. I wasn't feeling nervous, but I don't know why I'm starting to get nervous now, and I'm not even speaking next week. Yeah, well done to all of you, really. Genuinely, I say this, I've seen the progress from the beginning, and you've all made amazing progress. So well done to all of you. You're all speakers now. There's still so much to learn. There's always so much to learn, so you can never really pack everything in. What I would say, take this next week to practice. If you want to connect on the group, you don't need me or Tony there necessarily. Connect with one another. have a session between yourselves on Zoom or WhatsApp and practice with one another if you want. Or if you want to record yourself for 8 minutes and send it on the group, I'm happy to have a look at it. If you want to talk to me or Tony, or a 3-way session with both of us, I'm happy to do that with you as well. It's all about practice. It's all about being familiar with the content, because half the nervousness is, what am I going to say? So if it's coming from your heart, you know where it's coming from, and you know the content, that's half the battle. You know what you're going to say, you're relaxed, and then you can focus on the other things, being authentic, being there, being present in the moment. Because sometimes what happens is, in all these nerves and stress, you forget the moment that you're in. And as we said at the beginning, this is not the end of this course. This is not the end. This is the beginning for all of you. This is your moment to shine, and this is the beginning of a journey for all of you. I hope that this speech can take you new places and open up avenues for you as speakers in whatever field you want to go to. So be proud of yourself for what you've achieved. You know, it's all on Zoom. There's nothing to be concerned about. You know, nobody's going to say anything or throw any tomatoes at you. So don't worry about it. And well done. And today, I think we just go straight in. Just give us the title of your speech, what the title is, and jump straight in. What I would like is if everybody can put some feedback, constructive feedback in the chat, as much as you can, positive, constructive, whatever you feel, you know, can help the speaker to develop their content style. Put it in the chat, and I'll save it and I'll share it on the WhatsApp later on. If you want to reach out personally to one-to-one with people that you have something to say, you don't want to share on the group, that's fine as well. Feel free to reach out to one another. You don't need to be restricted. You know, you can speak to one another as well if you want to help one another and practice together. And other than that, yeah, just don't worry about the time, Farhan, and don't worry, it's 8 minutes, 6 minutes. One of the tools, you know, I can again share that with you if you want to go into the detail of when you create a structure to your story, the speech. There's a 3-act structure. Now that you can expand into half an hour or contract into 5 minutes. When you have a structure, you're revolving around a way of doing things, you can create the duration of your talk quite easily. Because if you know the title, you know the content, then it's up to you to decipher what you want in that talk. And it's quite easily done. So don't worry about the timing. You know, if you're confident with your speech and your talk, then you can extract whatever you need at the salient points into 3 minutes or 5 minutes or 10 minutes or whatever you want to do. So that you can practice, not a problem at all if you go over a little bit. Other than that, what I would say on the day of today, if you prefer standing up and speaking, go ahead and do that. If you feel more confident, if you're standing up and delivering it in a more professional way, you can do that on the day. But what I'd advise is practice it beforehand. Don't decide to do it on the day, because if then your camera is not in the right place, or your posture is not right, or your background's not right, then you don't want to be messing about on the day. So do that in advance. Either do it today or do it over the week and practice. Standing up makes a big difference. You know, when you're standing in the posture that you're standing in, a strong posture, that elevates your voice, it elevates your mood, it elevates your confidence as well. So standing can make a big impact as well, rather than sitting down or looking down on a computer. So these sort of small, subtle things can make a difference. Another tip, tricks, you could call them. And again, I'm happy to share these one-to-one if you want to reach out more details if you need. But things like visualization, you know, who are you speaking to? And I'll give you some evidence from my own field. In the medical field, there was a big research study done on doctors, GPs particularly, and how they speak to patients and what patients think of them on the phone and face-to-face. And the tonality and the content of what was spoken, they assessed what made people trust the doctor and like the doctor that they were speaking to. And a lot of it was to do with the tonality, the tone that's being used, projecting the tone and the body language, but also having an element of human connection. So remain in yourself, remain aware of yourself, and don't become fixated on the content of your speech. Be aware of your audience as well. Engage with the audience. You know, can bring humor into it. Remember that we're all listening to you. We're all human, and you're human speaking. So don't see it as a chore. Don't see it as something painful. See it as a pleasure. Enjoy the moment. Enjoy the time that you're going to spend talking. and they're going to be in the limelight. Enjoy that moment. But the key is that when you're enjoying yourself, people watching you are going to enjoy themselves watching you, right? Does that make sense? If you're in pain or you're suffering or you're anxious, you're going to make your audience feel the same. Okay, you're going to project your feelings onto the audience. So if you're confident, you're enjoying yourself, you're having a good time, you're laughing, you know, all of the positive emotions, you're going to project them onto the audience, and the audience will mirror that with you. Okay, so when you go in, think about what is it. It's not about what it is that you want to tell the audience necessarily. Like, it's not your title, it's not the content, it's how do you want the audience to feel? Now think about that. How do you want your audience to feel when they listen to you? Feel inspired, feel joyful, feel happy, you know, motivated? What are the feelings you want to evoke? Instill them in yourself before you speak. Visualize yourself, instill yourself, you know, whether it's meditation or mindfulness or whatever, and go with that mindset. And that's what you will project onto the audience. And that's what the audience will feel, because you've consciously decided to project that onto your audience. Okay, so these are some of the little things to think about. Yeah, we can go. I think we're ready. If you want to go ahead, whoever wants to start, Tony, go ahead. And everybody here now has disappeared.
Yeah, okay. So who would like to go first? Remember, there'll be no time on the day, so you know it's gonna be more spontaneous now and more, you know, there's something Dr. Sohail said, very important, is to enjoy the moment on the day. And that's so important. And it will also come across in your body language as well. So who would like to go first?
I'll go first.
Thank you, Farhana.
So the title of my talk is God Created Us Free, Confronting Oppression in All Its Forms. So what do I mean by God created us free? So I'm a Muslim, and Islam is a religion that I believe in. And I believe God created angels for, like many other religions believe, that angels are created for specific purposes. And humans have been created with free will and freedom to choose. Now, that's a God-given right to be free. Now, what's oppression? So oppression is to crush, it's to dominate and control. And oppression is prevalent in society. It's prevalent in homes, it's prevalent in family dynamics, it's prevalent in the workplace, it's prevalent on even really severe big nation scales, such as in Gaza at the moment and the genocide that's happening. So, but I just want to highlight the awareness of the different types of oppression, but the themes behind it is the same, whereby it's power and control. And as I said, it's to dominate and it's to crush. Now, my personal story with oppression is more to do with like relationships and family dynamics. And I have been oppressed. So I've been oppressed in periods of my life. I've been dominated to the point where I've been imprisoned, in a sense. I haven't been able to, there's been periods of time where people have decided for me what clothes I should wear, if I can go out, what, in terms of clothes, what colors I should wear, what colors I shouldn't wear, to the point where how often I can see my family or my parents or my grandparents. So oppression, some people may not be able to see that it's happening even within, they might see you every day, but inside them, they might not potentially know. So I feel like there's a big awareness and a big need to highlight oppression. Now, where I can take religious scriptures, so I believe Islam is perfect, but people are not. And religious scriptures completely oppose oppression to the point where if I ever quote religious scriptures, I'm not a scholar, so it'll be to the nearest meaning. And the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, has said to the nearest meaning that the supplication of an oppressed individual, there is no veil between the oppressed individual and between God. And so what I'm trying to say is that justice will always prevail, and justice will happen either in this world or the hereafter. It's my belief. And karma will definitely get individuals that oppress others, whether it's an individual, a group, or a nation.
Thank you so much, Farhana. How do you feel after that?
So I feel like I speak best when it's not that scripted. So however, I structured it and I did deviate a little bit from what I was going to say. I wanted to ensure that I did put all my points there as well. And there was certain emphasis that I did want to make. But I do feel okay with I know that I probably stumbled on my words a little bit and backtracked. But yeah, I feel okay.
Okay, so I just feel that I like the way you've structured it. You've given it some thought to structure it. And I personally feel that the more you live within this message and practice it before next week, it's gonna be fantastic. Who feels the same way? Well done, Farhana.
Thank you.
Dr. Sohail, what do you have to say?
Yeah, well done for going first. It takes a lot of courage. I will share some more detailed breakdown with you directly, Farhana, but what general feedback I would say for everybody is that when you open up your speech, that opening first line or two kind of set the tone for the whole speech. So practice it and make it smooth, make it natural and smooth, that opening lines. The icebreaker or the bold statement that you're going to make at the beginning, that has to land very powerful. That has to land really either shock and awe the audience or inspire the audience and get them hooked in. It's called a hook usually. Okay, so that has to be really well refined, really get the audience in. That's your opener. Boom. So practice that, all of you. It applies to everybody, and make that smooth, really smooth, and make it a powerful hook. So it can be a question. In your case, it could be, do you know what oppression is? Or has anybody here ever experienced oppression? Or give a quote, or give the quote that you gave, the hadith that you gave, maybe start with that. It's a powerful statement right at the beginning, and it makes people curious. Okay, what's this about? And then dive in. And always give examples, very personal human examples, like storytelling. One thing is, there's a difference between telling a story and storytelling. It's two different things. I can tell a story. I woke up this morning and I went to work and then I did this and I did that. But storytelling is not linear. It brings the audience into your story. It weaves a story and emotionally connects with the audience. It's not narrating events. It's telling a story that evokes a response. So bring them in emotionally into your life. Give one example in your. I know this is only 3 minutes. You've got a longer story, so you may already have this. But bring an example from your life that you can connect to powerfully, that people can really connect with the real Farhana. What was in one incident? You know, an example, it might be that you wanted something to eat and you weren't allowed to eat it. How would a person feel in that scenario? And that will give it that powerful feel of a real human touch. But I'll share some stuff with you anyway, more kind of detail with you. I've made some notes. Well done. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Well done. Who would like to go next? Who would like to go next? Feel the feeling and do it.
Happy to.
Thanks, Jabu.
Yes, good evening, everyone. So how many of you have some toys, perhaps that you've accumulated when you were younger, or you know your nieces and nephews that do have toys, and they're just sitting there, you know, they've been sitting there for some time, gathering some dust, and they're just there. So toys once loved and perhaps fought over by your nieces, where maybe there was a toy car and they were fighting over this toy car, and then one of them took the toy, ran off, and then hid it under the sofa, you know. But today it's just sitting there, again, gathering dust and not the treasure that it used to be. So now I want you to just close your eyes for a second, please, if you can. So just imagine you have a box full of toys, and you're holding this box of toys, and then you hand it over to a child. That child is smiling away. Imagine seeing those little teeth. The child is so happy. And imagine seeing the sparkle in the child's eyes. Yes, that's what Toy Swap is all about. You can now open your eyes. Thank you. So Toy Swap is about treasured toys that can be shared with others. So as you know, we live in a world where we're constantly buying things. If it's not toys, it's shoes, it's this, it's that. But when it comes to toys, especially toys, because we love our children, we love our nieces, we love our nephews, we just keep buying on toys. Yes, some of them are fairly affordable. So they might cost, I don't know, £2, £1. But some of them really, they're quite expensive. Some are very expensive. So as a parent to a 2.5-year-old, I know very well that my child outgrows her toys way, way faster than she outgrows her toys. I am constantly buying toys. Her grandparents, her dad, my friends, her aunties, her uncles are constantly buying toys for my little one. But she outgrows them really, really quickly. So I can go to Argos and buy her a little doll. By the time we get home, she probably is not very interested anymore, you know, and she certainly is not interested a week from now, 2 weeks from now. Yes, she can come back to it now and then, but she just is not interested. So what do I do as a parent? What does my mother do? What would you do? What do you do? Imagine your nieces and nephews, and if you do have children, what do you do? Most likely you tell me that you just keep buying more toys, isn't it? You want to see that smile when you close your eyes, you imagine the toys. You want to see that smile on their face. You want to see the sparkle in their eyes, so you just keep buying more toys. So here's an idea. Instead of constantly buying toys and allowing your family members to keep buying toys, which, to be fair, they're just sitting there or eventually they end up in a landfill. How about we have, or imagine an idea where toys are swapped. So there's a toy swap happening in your community. So yeah, most of you, Fahana, Fazana, you know, Inaya, you're thinking, oh, yeah, that's quite a good idea to have a toy swap. It would be nice to take my toys that I grew up with to a community center, or to give it to another child It'll be quite nice. Oh, it's about toys, isn't it? It's about sharing toys. Well, you're wrong. It's not just about the toys. The story is a much bigger story. So my story, or what I'm trying to share with you, is that through toys, we can build a stronger community. So it's about bringing the community together. So you can take the toys, let's say, to a community center, and other kids will come there and get the toys. And those toys can be arranged beautifully. I guess imagine a library, a toy library, nicely arranged, looking beautiful. And perhaps it has some cultural toys there that you once played with when you lived in a different country. Malawi for myself, perhaps Pakistan, Nigeria, Switzerland, wherever you've got connections to or with. So imagine all those toys nicely labeled. You've got cultural toys, you've got different age toys, and you can go there and get different toys for your children or your nieces or your nephews, instead of just letting them sit there collecting dust. So it's about bringing the community together. It's about acts of kindness. It's about talking to your neighbors while you're there at the community center or the various places that you might go to. So yes, it's not just about toy swap. It's about a much bigger story. So again, I ask, how many of you have some toys sitting at home in a box somewhere, under the bed, in the closet, and you can possibly toy share to create a much brighter world, a better world for the children. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Jabu. Great use of the hook at the very beginning. Very calm. I keep on talking about your intonation. Lovely intonation as well itself. And also the bit where you took control of the audience, asking them to close their eyes and imagine for 1 minute. Beautiful technique as well. Very controlled. One thing I will have to mention to be conscious about next week, is saying M too much, which will just, I'm sure will, but apart from that, well done, beautiful. Dr. Sahel?
Yes, lovely, lovely storytelling, as always. What I would say is that with the exercise that you did about closing the eyes, you could even bring that right at the beginning, because it captures the audience straight away. You can just jump in straight with it. Today, I'd like you to all close your eyes and visualize, and then go deeper into the visualization. Because what you're trying to do is basically bring everybody into this process that you're creating. Because everybody's had toys at some point in their life. So you're trying to get into the inner child of the audience, every person in the audience. So if you connect that at the beginning, that functions as a hook, but also an icebreaker, because everybody connects with you as a speaker. They think, yeah, I can relate to this story. I can relate to this. And they go back into their own childhood. So use that anchor to get into their childhood right at the beginning. And then everything that you say after that, it becomes a human story that they can connect with. And they're more emotionally invested in your speech. Okay. So maybe that would work better. But excellent otherwise. Yeah, good storytelling. And yeah, good content. Thank you.
Very beautiful. Yeah. Well done, Jabu. That was lovely. Who would like to go next?
Esther's raised a hand for a question.
Yes. I just wanted to also add that, like you said, certain topics will elicit or bring about past memories, maybe wounded parts of ourselves, traumas. So I was just wondering if we can actually, before for example, my topic is on suicide, and I intend to say, before I even start, I need to make you aware that some people might find this a distressing topic. The reason I've said that is, like Dr. Sahil said, you're going back into the childhood with the toys. And if I'm being completely honest, I found myself being a little bit troubled when I had toys. I was like, oh, what's it going to be? So I think a little sort of preparation to get the audience to be aware that, because you don't know how things affect people generally. So maybe just a little heads up about let's protect look after ourselves in any way if we find this topic distressing. That's what I want to just add. Thank you.
So who would like to go next?
I will go next, Tony.
Thank you, Inaya.
Thank you. I'd just like to say well done to both Farhana and Jabu. You were flawless. You were perfect. I hope I can I do justice to my talk. Anyway, okay. So thank you so much to everyone. My name is Inaya, and I'm going to talk about something very close to my heart, and that is Bradford for Better. What does Bradford for Better mean to me? To me, it means Sadaqah Jahriya, which means it will serve me after I leave this planet. Bradford for Better was started naturally. It wasn't something that I planned. It was born out of frustration and a commitment to change. And it also started in memory of my father. First of all, I'll just share with you who my father is and what sort of influence he's had on me. My father arrived in UK in 1962, a handsome young man from Pakistan, from a village in Attock. He was an illiterate man. He couldn't speak a word of English, and he settled in the UK to make a difference, to make a life for himself and also a good life for ourselves, and also to contribute to British society. He had his own, it wasn't easy for him. He experienced a lot of discrimination and racism. He didn't share, he was quite a private person, so he didn't really share many of his stories with me. I learned many of them from other people after his death. And one of the most powerful stories that I learned about my father was he was one of the first few men to actually go to court because of discrimination at the workplace. He used to work in a textile mill, and originally they were supposed to manage one wool combing machine, but a group of Asian men were asked to manage 3 machines. Now he realized that this is impossible, so they decided to challenge this request, and it led them to the courts, and they lost. But in my eyes, he won. He won because he didn't accept it, and he stood up for his own rights. And even though he couldn't speak, you know, I'm proud of him. The other thing that I'm really proud of him was because in the 1970s he was diagnosed with a terminal illness. He was given 6 months to live, and my father was a very proud man, so he never took days off work. He worked 6 days a week. On the 7th day, which was a Sunday, he would volunteer in the community. He would either go to someone's house, wallpaper someone's home, or do some community work like cleaning the streets. So when he was told that he was going to die within 6 months, he refused to believe that. And he said to us as his children, he said, just pack my bags and I'm going home. And we were quite shocked because we thought that, how can you say that? You've just been told that you've got 6 months to live. He refused to believe the doctors. And to our astonishment, this is unbelievable, my father lived for another 45 years. And even the doctors were astounded. He went straight back to work on a Monday, and he continued to support us and also continue his good work. So when Bradford for Better started, I started it in the memory of my father. My father passed away in 2017, and my father was a very house-proud man, so everything was spotless at home. Even the garden was spotless, and the street, what we lived on, was spotless. So I wanted to to do something in his memory. So I decided to clean a street. And I invited 17 people that I knew on a WhatsApp group, and I says, would you like to join me in memory of my father and join me in a street cleanup? Never did I imagine what would happen next. From that 17 people, it grew to 179 people. The street clean, it wasn't a street clean, it led to a district-wide cleanup. And that was because many people knew me because of my father, because of the good work that he had done in the Bradford 3 area. When he was, just before he passed away, well, actually just well before he passed away, he had his parents left a home to him. So he donated the home to an orphanage. And just before he passed away, it was 2 years before, and I think he knew he was going to leave this world. So he asked us if we would agree to give up our inheritance to the orphanage, which we did. We gladly did. So my father used to always say to me that, look, don't always earn for this life, earn also for the next life. Do something that will be of benefit to you. So that I kept on hearing what he was saying. So I thought, I need to do something. He's such a giving man. He worked so hard for 17 years on a voluntary basis, and he just emptied his own pockets so that people would benefit from whatever he had. So I think that's the reason why Bradford for Better became so successful. The street cleanup was unbelievable. We also did a campaign against dangerous driving. It started off as 4 people on the road. Now, I'm from the Attock community, so if women from the Attock community are not seen, there's many about, but not many women from my background would stand on a roadside with a sign saying ban dangerous driving. And that's what we did. We stood outside on Great Horton Road, and it had a ripple effect. It was just so amazing that women contacted me and said, we've seen you on the roadside. What you're doing is what we're feeling. We also feel the same, but we don't have the confidence. We don't have the confidence to shout out that what's happening in Bradford is wrong. The drug dealing, the litter, the dangerous driving, the late night use of fireworks. You're speaking on behalf of us, and we would like to join you. So what can we do? So many people, it was the fastest growing community group. I wanted to just dedicate about 1.5 to 2 hours a week. I ended up giving 60 hours of my time a week to Bradford for Better. It became so powerful. It became so, so I don't know if I should use that word. It became so popular, and it grew so organically that it was beyond my expectation. For example, the roadside campaign, what we did, women had the confidence to report quad biking. Now, one of the quad bikers that they reported was carrying drugs. And when the drugs were found in his quad biker, he was actually working for someone. So the person that he was working for contacted my nephew. He found out that he was at this mosque. He went to see him, and he told him that, are you Inaya's nephew? And he says, yes. He goes, can you send her a message asking her to meet me on Leeds Road with £30,000? Or if she doesn't, I will run her over. I will kill her, because because of her, I've made a loss. So he told my husband, and I was just shocked. I thought, what am I going to do? I've got grandchildren, I've got my daughter, I've got a family. What if? And you've heard of these horror stories. My husband said, calm down, it's okay, it's fine. He said to my nephew, he said, give this message to the person who's threatened my wife, that on Leeds Road, it won't be Auntie that will be meeting him. It'll be the men from the Auntie's family that will be meeting him. So thankfully, nothing happened. I continue to do my road campaigns with police protection, with NASSHA's support, and we made a success out of it. We had police support. More drug dealers were arrested. So many wonderful things happened. And I mean, I can share, there's so many wonderful stories that I can share with you. I just want to share the last story with you that my Facebook page was constantly busy. I had police, we had meetings with the police, the fire service, the NHS. I mean, things came to us, it's like it slowed down during COVID because we weren't able to go out. But what happened during COVID was someone approached me and asked me if I could arrange for water to be delivered to BRI. First of all, I thought it was just a prank call. I thought, why would doctors need water? When I contacted Elaine, she's the charity fundraiser at BRI, I said, do you need water? She says, yes, we do need water because doctors can't leave the ward and we want the water to be donated. So I put a message on Facebook, and within probably an hour, 4 trucks arrived outside BRI. They only asked for a few cartons. 4 trucks arrived. Elaine phoned me and she says, please stop this because we don't have any storage. By the end of like a year, we had raised up to £110,000 worth of food, water, juices, snacks for BRI. And then there was another occasion where the pet rescue homes contacted me and asked if we could help them with pet food, because they were unable to fundraise because they couldn't go out because of COVID. So I was thinking, gosh, I don't know how I can do this. It's impossible because we've got so much work. We're working round the clock helping humans. I'm not sure if I could help, but I didn't say no. I says, yes, I will try my best. I sent out a message on Facebook and this is the truth, within 5 minutes, I received a message on my text message on my phone, and it was my cousin. And my cousin said, oh, I've just seen your message, and have you forgotten me? So I thought she was actually asking me if I'd forgotten her, and I said, no, I haven't forgotten you. Are you okay? But she said, no, have you forgotten what I do? And because I've got so many cousins across Bradford, I don't exactly know what every one of them does. So I said, no, I don't. I'm so sorry. Please remind me. She said, I am the CEO of the largest pet food manufacturer in Europe, and I've just seen your message and I would like to help. So I was just shocked. I thought, gosh, this is from God. This is from God. And she says, ring me back in half an hour. So I rang her back in half an hour. She says, okay, I've got a truck full of food for you. I says, what would I do with a truck full? She says, distribute it across the whole of Yorkshire. And I said, where would I get a truck from? She says, post it on Facebook, and I did. And again, a truck came, and that's what we did. We had BBC, one of the journalists, former journalists from BBC, coming, filming. It was, I dedicated 3 weeks to this project, and I didn't sleep because it was so difficult to manage because of COVID and because there was so much food to distribute. But we did it. We did it with success, and it was the most beautiful moment in my life. And we've got a video if anyone wants to watch the videos. We've got a video of everything that I've shared with you. We've got video on our first litter pick, our Christmas event we did for the homeless, our fun pet food. But just to finish off, this was all done in memory of my beloved father, and I hope thank you to Tony, and thank you to Sohail for continuing something that means so much to me. And hopefully it will save me and serve me in my next life. So thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Wow.
That was beautiful. And now I understand yesterday why you wanted to speak about Bradford for Better. So it's the whole reason behind it, and your father. Very, very, very strong metaphorical message. And you see, when you got going, you were living through the moment. So fantastic and well done. And I'm so proud of you. And I'm just quite trying to visualize, actually, not the summit now, but on the graduation day at the Africa Free Awards. This is what you should be speaking about, really, as well. You know, the only thing I'll say is because next week is 8 minutes, and there's so many inspirational stories.
Yeah,
You have to be strategic.
yeah,
You have a mental map in your head
yes.
of how to structure the stories. That's
Okay.
the only thing I'll say. And once you get going, you're going to be living through that moment. So well
Thank
done,
you.
and I'm proud of you.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Dr. Sohail, please.
Yeah, thank you very much. Happy birthday, by the way. Mashallah,
you,
you don't look anywhere near 57. Yeah, it's a history lesson for me, really. We have been there throughout your journey and always been inspired by you. So it was so smooth and so natural. So compared to when you usually start getting nervous and worrying, there was none. I mean, the reason for that is it was your story. You're not having to think about something. You're not having to look at notes. You were so natural. It was your own story. What I would say is, again, reiterating what Tony said about the timing, but it's interesting. I did a talk on B4B as well at an event a couple of months ago. I can share that with you, actually, so you can look at the way I framed it. So you have so many stories to tell. But in a speech like this, it's not about the quantity, it's about the quality and focusing on one. It's very difficult to focus on one narrative. So you have to create a loop of some form, which you did. And I think the loop here is your father's story. So starting off with the quote that your father made, you said something about don't worry about giving away or so something similar. Start with a powerful quote. My father said to me when I was young, this, and this has stayed with me for the rest of my life. We can go through the details of structure if you want over the weekend, but I think it just needs a bit of restructuring and a bit of slicing down to focus on the key themes and really get the best kind of emotional impact from those stories that connect. So 1 or 2 maximum stories in 8 minutes you're going to fit in. But it's creating that loop and revolving around your father's story and how he inspired you, and his legacy is now becoming your legacy. So it's just connecting all those dots will hit home really powerfully, because sometimes what happens is you dilute your presentation and speech with too much content, which is all beautiful, but to really give it the impact, it has to be concentrated in that moment so the audience get the punch rather than trying to say too much in one go. Okay. So that's what we need to work on, I think. But the stories are there, the natural, everything else fits in perfectly. It was very natural, flowed really well. So well done. It was a lot of improvement over the last few weeks. Well done. Thank you.
Just to add to that, I mean, I'm going a bit off track now. I don't know if you have this written or published anywhere. It will be good to have it, in written form. So because it's a true life story from Bradford that the world needs to hear as well, and I've been doing my blog now for 12 years, not just inspiring people, but collecting story and history. So I think we can get this published somewhere, and it will make a good story on the graduation day as well. So well done.
Thank you. Thank you to both of you. Thank you.
So who would like to go next? Who would like to go next, please?
Well, I was thinking of coming out of my coffin. I have said in my introduction, when you asked me, my checking in, that I'm underprepared for this. I've not written a speech yet. I've got a title and it's about myself. So I can give an outline and go into some of what I'm thinking of speaking about. Is that okay? I know I was supposed to do it, but like life happens, so I've not done it yet.
Yeah,
So I want to start with so basically the title of my speech is Resilience in the Face of Injustice, Turning Struggles into Strength. That's the title. So I'm gonna start by saying something like I've been greeted everyone. I'm gonna say I stand for equal rights, racial justice, and human dignity, because I believe these are not optional values, but necessity that the world for the world that the world long for. I'd like to speak to you about resilience in the face of injustice, and how I turn my struggles into strength. But I do hope my story bring to you today two things: perseverance, because life will test you. You will face moments where giving up seems like it's easier than going on. Because your perseverance is the seed of your breakthrough. So I'm hoping that from my speech tonight, you will have renewed strength to persevere in whatever you're going through at the moment. I'd also like for you to develop resilience, because struggles will come, setbacks will happen, but resilience means you will rise again and again, stronger than before. And then after that, I'm going to start to speak about myself, my journey coming into the country from Jamaica. I can go into it, but I'm just telling you now that I'm gonna start to speak. I'm gonna say my journey has been an interesting one. There have been times when I look back in my life and I think to myself, wow, I can't believe that that's me. I can't believe that I've survived or I've lived through that kind of struggle. And there have been times when I look back and I said, you know what? I came, I saw, and I conquered. Yes, go for it, girl. You're doing great. My journey is interesting. I came from Jamaica as a 20-year-old young woman. And I'm going to go into it and say some of my struggles. I've faced loneliness, separation from family, challenges with immigration, adapting to new culture, and all of that. I'm gonna do it properly. And then I'm gonna talk about having my child at the age of 22 and graduating from university at the age of 45, by way of demonstrating that it's never too late to pursue your purpose in life. So I'm gonna get into that. And then I'm gonna this said now, what do I do after that? Speak about my work, but it will flow, because I'm gonna talk about moments in my journey of things that happen. I'm gonna speak about nothing in my life that I take as happen just that happen without a reason. That I, as a woman of faith, I believe that everything in my life that happens in my life is a part of my destiny, and it was supposed to happen in that way because it has a greater meaning later on. And I'm going to demonstrate some of the incidences or some of the things that happen in my life, and then mend it back, fit it back into how it now I'm using those skills or that experience in my life now to demonstrate that. And then I'm going to speak about my work. I'm going to say that my journey has not only been about personal achievements, that it has also been about my service to my people. And I'm going to speak about the work that I'm doing now And then I'm gonna go to, yeah, I will end with a quote. I will continue to say powerful things, and it will flow because I'm gonna, fix it up.
Okay, well done, Leon. Let me tell you what I honestly think. And this is how I visualize you next week, Thursday. What I visualize is that you've decided to have a mental map and structure which will flow next week. And everything will be coherent, So you want to be structured and strategic next week. That's your plan. And you have a mental map about the sequence. And as long as you remember that sequence, everything will flow naturally. And what I'm seeing from you this evening is, I might be wrong, that I'm noticing a tone in you this evening, which is warlike, which is activist. So you've decided on the tone you are going to take next week.
Okay.
It's going to flow naturally. And I know you're being very strategic about this, and you want the sequence to flow, and it will flow. And I will, I'm always going to be there. So I will also contact you again over the weekend. And
I'm going to work on it. I just didn't get the time to work on it the way I want to work on it. But also, if I study too far from when my test is, I don't do well. So when I do things nearer the time when I'm ready for it, I do better. So, and then it doesn't give me any space to worry too much about how am I going to do this? What am I going to say? I make a mistake. How am I? Do you know what I mean? It's that thing where you said you turn your nerve into something good. So I know that I'm gonna nail it. I'm gonna put it together. I'm gonna continue to tell myself that I've got a voice, I've got a story to tell, and that people needs to hear. So I'm gonna tell it. But I won't be nervous, and I will think about my tone of my voice and how I come across, and I've developed faith in myself. I know I can do it. I will do it.
Yeah, it's a mindset thing, and the tone has come out already. It's come out.
Yeah, I will do it.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Well done.
Yeah.
I'm proud of you, Dr. Sohail.
Yeah, well done, Leonie. Even just giving this sort of map of your speech is exciting to listen to it, and it's intriguing to find out more. So what I would say is what I enjoyed with you was, and even though you haven't prepared your speech, but your facial expressions, your hand gestures were very animated and very powerful. Every time you changed the topic about your graduation, about your birth of your child at 22, your facial expressions were very, very, congruent with what you're trying to say. Now, this applies to everybody. Again, I'll just give some general feedback, is that I think somebody asked previous session once that you don't want to write out a speech and learn it. You never want to write out a speech and learn it, never, because you don't speak as you write. When you write something, you're not going to read a script out. It's not a play. It's not a performance in a theater. You're not going to be quoting Shakespeare-like, elements. So you don't write a speech out. What you create is a map of your speech. It's directions from A to B to C to D. So you have a central theme of your speech. And anybody listening can point out that theme. So Farhana's theme is oppression. Inaya's theme was legacy and service to others. Jabu, toy sharing, gifts, giving others, giving back to others. There's a central theme. Yours, to me, it seems like destiny. It seems like providence. There's an element of, serendipity there, that things happen for a reason, for a better outcome, and life always finds a way. So you have a central theme, and what you start off with at the beginning, it's like an aeroplane taking off. You take off with maximum impact. You create an impact straight at the beginning. So you could start off with a powerful quote, or you could say, at the age of 45, I graduated from university. Now, at the age of 20, when I arrived in this country, I could never have imagined that 25 years later, I would be standing there holding a degree. It gets people straight into the story. You've seen the beginning, middle, and end already, and you want to know more. It's only 8 minutes, so I would say is pick out the most powerful stories to you. Because to be fair, you're not going to be able to tell the story of your child being born, you're graduating,
Yeah,
your
no.
job. So pick the powerful stories. So
Yeah.
within that, you start off powerful, then you have 1 or 2 stories maximum that relate back to your theme. So always connect them to your central theme. That why does this story relate to your central theme? It has to be on topic. It can't be a random story about something completely unrelated. All of you I'm talking about here. And then you have your landing at the end. The last clincher is where you bring it all together and say, this is why oppression is important. This is why legacy is important. This is why destiny is important. You connect it all together and hand it to the audience. Here you go. And this is what it means to you. This is my story, but I'm giving it to you now, and go keep it. You know, what are you leaving with the audience? What are they going to remember at the end when they've left that night? What are they going to remember from what you've said? And you leave that one piece of token with them at the end. Yeah, that was beautiful. You know, something that touches their heart and mind. So yeah, I think all the ingredients are there. You just got to now get the cooker going on gas and put it all together. Well done.
I will
Well
do.
done.
Thank you. Thank you so
I've
much.
no doubt. I've no doubt. I'm looking forward to it.
Right. Okay. I'll
Thank
go
you.
back in my coffee now.
Yeah, we'll catch up anyway. We'll catch up. Yeah, well done. All right. So please, we've got. I think we're running out of time. We've got 2 people left. Because I think Donna is busy at work anyway. So we've got 2 people left. Who would like to go next, please? Who would like to go next?
I think I'll go next.
Thank you.
So I want to first of all stand on all existing protocols, so all the hello said. And I also want to kind of give a kind of viewer, or not viewer, listener discretion. So if anything I say evokes any feelings in you, please do take care to protect and look after yourself. My topic is the day in the life of one that I would never forget. A day in the life of one. I'm one, ONE, my initials. It is a beautiful day. The year is 2006. I'd gone through things that I cannot explain right now. But the fallout of what I'd gone through was I wish to no longer be on earth. So while I proceeded to make that happen, I heard very clearly in my heart a scripture verse, Romans 6:9. It's also helpful to announce that by this time, I was already a born-again Christian. In case you don't know what that means, it means a person who acknowledged Jesus as their Lord and Savior and has received the life of Christ, and now is what we call saved. So no longer a sinner, but washed by the blood of Jesus and a believer. So when I heard that Romans 6:9 in my heart, I knew it was the Lord speaking to me. And I wondered, I was intrigued, what does this mean? Why am I hearing this verse in my heart? Like I said, I was already Bible believing and I'd read some scriptures, but I was still quite young. Imagine this is 19 years ago. So I went, suspended my actions, and I opened the Bible. And what I saw blew my mind. It said, in that Christ died once, death no longer has dominion over him. I was caught to the quick. My heart stopped. Wow, God is aware of what I'm about to do. God is seeing everything. God cares about me. I can't die. Well, if you're listening to this and if you're hearing this and seeing me, I'm sure you already know how the story ended, because I'm still here and my story is not ended. And I want to use this medium to speak to anyone who has fallen on hard times. Perhaps you've had a disappointment, a big grievance, grief, loss. I mean, there's so many things that can make one shake in their faith and make one doubt and question and wobble. And I'm standing in front of you today. I am saying to you, there's so much to live for. There's so much to live for. There's so much to live for. The reason that I was in that bad way is because someone in my family had so much expectations for me, and what they were expecting, something that's still achievable even now. But I did not believe, when it didn't come through, I just felt like, that's it. Just throw in the towel and give up. But I can tell you that even though I haven't yet done that thing that they desired me to become and do, my life has been so much richer for all the things that I have not achieved, for all the lessons, some of them very expensive. I've learned to become a person who sees the bright side in every dark cloud. I will see the silver lining. And maybe this is also a call to partnership. If you or anyone you know is needing some mental resilience, needing to be built up, I've long since studied, become a psychotherapist myself, become a youth pastor. And when I say there's so much to live for, let me help you to find your song again. And that's it. The day in the life of one that I will never forget. It's bettered so many things. And I look forward to partnership and for us to have an in-depth conversation. Thank you for listening. Cheers, everyone.
Well done, Esther. Well done. What I love about that is your tone really went well with the story. The most appropriate tone to go with the story. And even with the tone, it captured the audience as well from the very beginning. Great use of pausing and also a good moral message at the end. So well structured. And it even gives me and Dr. Sohail a very good idea of where to place you now next week so that it fits in nicely, you know, as a summit. So well done again. And yeah, fantastic tone, fantastic energy, fantastic message. Dr. Sohail?
Hi, Esther. Yeah, thank you for sharing that. Very powerful and very, dear show of vulnerability. Takes a lot to talk about these sort of topics, and I think it's much needed. So I wasn't expecting that. You know, I know you well enough to. You're usually bouncing around and very positive, but sometimes it's more challenging to go into the dark spaces as a speaker. It's more challenging to do that, and it's easier sometimes just to have the sort of usual presentation of singing and dancing and making it something lighthearted. So well done for choosing this, and I think again it's much needed. What I will say, and this applies to everybody, on the day we will introduce, myself and Tony will introduce you and your title as well. So when you're preparing your speech, factor in that you just go straight into your speech. You don't need to introduce yourself. You don't need to tell your name or your title. We will present it. We will present you and your brief bio to the audience. So everybody will be aware of exactly who you are and what your title is. So jump straight in. You don't need to spend any time introducing yourself or giving a backstory to what you're talking about. Just go straight in. And also I'd suggest for everybody is to watch these videos of yourself if you can, and look at everything, all the points that we've discussed. I think a lot of us, when we're sat down, especially doing these talks, we forget to use our gestures, our hands. Very important. They make a big difference as well, especially at critical times in your in your speech. So do become more animated if you can, and use your tonality like Esther has done here. She used pauses, very powerful. Also raised the tone. If you notice when she started talking about who the person she is now in the story, how it ended, she lifted her voice and tone to mirror that kind of change in who she is now compared to where she started the story from. For very powerful use of voice there. So well done, and looking forward to hearing more. Thank
Yeah,
you.
well done, Esther. One thing I was gonna wait until this evening because we're just doing the draft for the program for the next week, but I was deliberately gonna wait till this evening for the title of your speeches. So I'll be very grateful if you can all text me this evening the title of your speeches. We're just waiting for, I think, 2 more guest speakers to give their titles because we're going to be very, very strategic about the summit next week in the order of who comes in when. And I think already we have an idea itself. So I'll be very grateful if you can just email me, WhatsApp me the titles of your speeches for next week, and also how you want to be introduced. 2 things: how you want to be introduced and the title of your speeches itself. And it's gonna be amazing next week. I'm here between now and next week. Dr. Sohail is here. I know I've got to catch up with a few of you, but please feel free. Even if you drop me a message before midnight, that's fine. Just feel free. If sometimes I don't get back to you, I will get back to you that very day itself. No matter how busy things are and all that. But I think from now to next week, really, it's just a case of like practice. You have your stories already. Have that mental map and structure of the sequence and be strategic about it. Live within the moment. But Dr. Sohail said something just 20 minutes ago. Enjoy it, please. Enjoy it. It's your story. Live within the moment and enjoy it, because it's going to show in your faces. It's going to show in your facial expressions. It's going to show in your body language. Enjoy the moment. Don't hesitate for 1 minute. Live in the moment itself. And I'm relieved now that we can all live in that moment. And I'm relieved now that I can say that you've all chosen topics and themes and subject matters which you are very passionate about. So all you need to do now is have that sequence in your head, have that map, choose certain stories, practice before then. Practice. An element of nervousness is natural as well. And reach out to me or Dr. Sohail, whoever you want to, whoever you feel like reaching out to, reach out to both of us. And yeah, it's I'm feeling emotional for all of you right now, and the journey so far has been beautiful. I love each and every one of you, and you're all gonna smash it next week. Yeah. Well done, guys.
You forgot about Esther.
Oh, thanks.
He's hiding somewhere. I don't know where he's gone.
This is what happens when
I'm here, guys. How are we doing? You okay? No, I think everyone did well. I think we should call it a night.
Esther's been the showstopper, so
Okay, so
I was hoping Tony might forget that. Just said, "I see you later, guys," and then I was off. I was like, "Yes, I've got away with it." To be honest, guys, I've not really worked a lot on it. To be fair, I've got a little idea whilst everyone was doing their talks. They were really, really good. So I've been sort of getting an idea together. I've come up with a title and a couple of things that I'll probably talk about. But yeah, I've not really rehearsed it or anything like that, to be fair. I was thinking I might maybe put something together and send you, Sohail and Tony, something with sort of a full speech, and then you guys give me some feedback on it, on how it is and how it's getting on, to be fair.
Yeah. All right, that's fine. Okay, guys, if there's anything else, any comments before we leave? I know it's getting late and most of you are working tomorrow in your very, very busy jobs. So we're conscious of holding you back, unless there's anything else.
Can I just ask?
Yeah, Farhana.
So next week it starts at 7 p.m. The Global Summit, and will it be ourselves that will be speaking first? Because it's my understanding that there'll be speeches from, say, Sir Anthony Lane, yourself maybe, and the other speakers.
So we have 5 guest speakers next week, and we're going to do it in there'll be it could be like 2 guest speakers and then 2 of you, or it could be 1 each sequence, but now that if you all just send me your topics tonight, then over the weekend we'll draft something, we'll send it out to you, but that sequence is going to be well thought about. Already I've had a few ideas tonight itself, and to be honest with you, we're waiting for 2 speakers to get back to us with our topics, but we're not going to wait for them anymore. I just wanted to have the feel, 2 things tonight. I wanted to have the feel of you tonight, and also to get your topics. So please text me your topics tonight and everything. And yeah, you'll see the sequence. Dr. Sohail, I'm sure there's some things you want to add now.
Yeah, if we'll post out the schedule by this weekend of the kind of layout it'll be, but in terms of you as speakers, if there's a specific time you want, if you've got something that you need to be doing later on, or you can't get there earlier, so you want a later slot, then let us know if there's a preference that you have. So we'll try and accommodate that. But we will have an order based on the topics and based on kind of the feel of the speeches as well. So we'll try and balance them according to the kind of tones that you're going to have of your speech. Also, at the end of your speech, there may be some Q&A if people request that in the chat. But me and Tony may reach out to you and ask you about the course itself, because there's a lot of people that were interested in the course and signed up or are on the waiting list, and there's a lot of people that are asking a lot of questions about the course. So it's always best to get your experience and honest opinions on the course itself. So be aware that on the evening we may ask you, if you're comfortable, to say a few words. Just how did you feel about the course? Would you recommend it? Is it been a game changer for you? Or just share your thoughts and the experience that you've had. For those people out there, we're expecting well over 100 people. So, it's useful for them to know how the experience has been.
Also, something else I'm going to add to that as well. I haven't really gone through it properly with Dr. Sohail, but I think this is for your benefit, because there's going to be a lot of people attending next week, is that you can wrap up your speech by talking about a few of the services you provide and all that, because for networking, why not? So take that into consideration as well.
Yeah. Any other question? Jabu, you had your hand up earlier.
Oh, it's just when Faisal was speaking, I was just going to say to him, I'm still thinking about the story that you told last time about the red car. Think to me that will forever be remembered.
Thank
you, Jabu. Fazal, I think
if
you had that.
That's the power of storytelling, you see. When you narrate events, they don't stick. When you tell a story with emotions, the stories stick. And this is why I always say the storytelling is the most powerful. That's what remains. you can remember the details, the finer details of the emotional journey and what happened and everything beginning to the end. And that's the storytelling element. So yeah, well done.
Okay, guys.
I just want to add that I know that when we work on this, when we come back next week, it will be different. And I hope everyone's expecting that. That's why one of the reasons I didn't want to share the story, because when it sounds a bit different, be like, oh, she didn't sound like this then. I hope it's not just going to be different, but better. So just like to let everyone know that.
Okay. Yeah, thank you, everyone. Anything else before we go? Okay, we'll call it an evening. Well done. Lovely to see you all. And
Thank you. Thank you, Tony, and thank you, Dr. Sale, and thank you, everyone.
thanks, guys.
Thank you. Good night. Good night,
Thank
everyone.
you. Thank
Well
you.
done,
Good
everyone.
night.
Thank you. Thank you,
Guys,
everyone.
take care. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.